Hello and welcome to St. Michael Academy. My name is Pardadovich and I teach at St. Michael's. I also help with our marketing efforts. Um, I teach history and theology to the 10th graders, and I teach theology and geography to the 7th and 8th graders. So um, today I'm going to be talking to you about history. And what we cover in 10th grade is medieval history, which uh, coincides with the rest of our curriculum. Because in 10th grade, they also learn about medieval literature. They read um, Dante's Inferno and Paradise and Purgatory. And so, and those are just, for an example. But so in our class, we started with the time of the incarnation, actually, to provide some context to the medieval time period, right? Because that's really what uh, what causes the Christian millennium, as it is called, from the 500 AD to 1500 AD. That is typically referred to as the Christian millennium, and that's because Catholicism spreads widely after the time of the incarnation. So we cover that, and it's also referred to as Christendom, but then we, covered the Roman emperors at that point, from Augustus Caesar and Julius Caesar um, to the fall with Romulus Augustus, right, all the way in 476. So so we cover that time period, and we also talk about the church at the time and how it's first persecuted locally, but then persecuted by the empire. Starting with Nero after the Great Fire in 69 A.D. So, um, so we like to cover all of that, and then we finally, with the fall of Rome, get into the medieval period. And so we have been discussing that. We have used primary sources. For example, we have learned about the meditations of the Emperor Marcus Aurelius, which is what he's known more so for instead of being emperor, because he was a Stoic philosopher, and he wrote about how he hates books and how you shouldn't worry about anything because you can't change anything. It's all predetermined. That kind of thought process. And we talked about how it could be applied to our Catholic faith, and in some areas, and maybe in some areas how it can't. Um, at least the Stoic philosophy that Marcus Aurelius believed in. But it was really interesting learning about that. And then we also learned about the martyrdom of Saint Polycarp. That was another primary source we've used as another example, and how his death kind of mirrored the death of Christ, and getting arrested and so forth. So, um, and we talked about how the martyrs and all of the saints were revered by the early church, and they would even grab their bones as relics, and it was their um, sacrifice. As it is said, the blood of the martyrs is the seed of the church. So it was their sacrifice that led to the converts of many. So anyway, we discussed all of that. Right now, we're talking about post uh, post fall when it comes to the Roman Empire, and talking about all of the different um, Germanic tribes, settling in all the different areas. So, in any rate, this video that I'm going to be showing you covers Pope St. Gregory the Great and how his papacy changed what the papacy meant for the Western world. Essentially, no pope before him had that much temporal power. But because of the situation that Italy was in, it was left undefended against the Germanic tribe, the Lombards. Somebody had to step up, and they were going to get help from Constantinople in the east. So uh, Pope Saint Gregory the Great took it into his own hands and forged his own army and protected Italy. So that's what this lesson is really about. and that kind of sets the stage for how the papacy has a bunch of political power in the medieval time period. But at any rate, I hope you enjoy the video, and I hope that you come to SMA, visit us virtually or physically. So after the coronavirus is subsided, of course. But God bless you, and thank you for visiting.